AITAH for walking out of my own birthday dinner after my fiance's little surprise. So last night was my 28th birthday. My fiance, Brian, planned this surprise dinner at a really nice restaurant with my friends and some of my family. I'm not huge on big attention, but I thought, okay, maybe he's doing something thoughtful for once. Dinner's going fine, food's good, I'm chilling. And then right before dessert, Brian stands up and starts doing this whole speech about how proud he is of me and how he got me a gift that'll change my life. Then he says he paid off my student loans. At first I was in shock. I actually teared up. Everyone clapped. My mom was crying. I was about to stand up and hug him. Then he adds that he only paid off half of it and that the other half is on me because he wants me to learn how to be financially responsible and not rely on other people to fix my problems. Like, what? He basically turned my birthday into a public lecture. People were laughing like it was some cute life lesson. My cousin was like, damn, that's tough love. I just sat there frozen. Then I stood up, took my purse, and walked right out. He came running after me like, what's wrong? He was trying to be helpful, and he didn't mean to upset me. I told him he embarrassed me, used my debt to make a point in front of everyone, and I wasn't in the mood to be someone's teachable moment. Now, a few people are saying I overreacted and he meant well. If you want to help, just help. Don't use it to humiliate me in front of 20 people. AITAH. AITAH for refusing to replace my coworker's stolen mug, even though I technically took it. So, I, 27 male, work in a shared office space with a communal kitchen. Everyone leaves their mugs in the cabinet. No names, no labels. Just mugs. Last week I forgot mine at home, so I grabbed a plain black mug from the cabinet that looked like a generic freebie from a conference. Used it, washed it, and left it on my desk. Cue the drama. The next day, my coworker Emily, 29F, came storming over asking where her mug was. Apparently, it was a gift from her boyfriend and has sentimental value. I apologized and said it was on my desk, clean, and handed it back. She looked at me like I just spit in it and said, "You shouldn't just take things that aren't yours." I agreed, but pointed out that it wasn't labeled and looked like the dozens of other mugs. I said maybe she should mark it next time. Now she wants me to replace it because she says the vibe is off now and it feels violated. I refused. I didn't break it, didn't damage it, and even cleaned it better than most people in the office do. Now a few coworkers are saying I should just buy her a new mug to keep the peace. But I think that's ridiculous. It's like someone borrowing a pen and you demanding a new one because they touched it. AITAH. AITAH for telling my sister to find another babysitter after she said, I don't know real stress because I don't have kids. So boom, I'm 30F, no kids, no husband, living my best soft life. I got a decent job, my apartment stays clean, and I sleep like a baby every night. My sister, 33F, has 3 little gremlins under the age of 7 and swears she's the only person on earth who's ever been tired. Last week she hits me up on some, hey, can you watch the kids this weekend? Me and my husband need a break before we lose our minds. Cool. I was about to say yes until she hits me with, I mean, it's not like you got anything going on. You don't have kids. You're probably just chilling anyway. Like, girl, did you really just call me a free trial version of a human being? So I told her flat out, nah, you can find someone else since my chill life apparently ain't stressful enough to be respected. Now she's mad, telling the whole family I abandoned her when she's clearly drowning and that I'm selfish because I wouldn't step up just this once. Like, girl, you disrespected me mid-request. You fumbled your favor bag. Now our mom's on the phone like, I get you're upset, but it's for the kids. And I'm like, that's cute, but I'm not your emergency childcare plan just because I'm not sleep deprived and covered in goldfish crumbs. So, AITAH for refusing to babysit after she shaded my whole lifestyle like I'm not out here thriving. AITAH for telling a relative it is her fault for a birth defect of her child's. A few days ago, one of my aunts, 42F, will turn 43 this year, gave birth to a baby girl who suffers from Turner syndrome, although the doctors have warned her and her man about trisomies. She, the mother, had a mental breakdown at the hospital when she found out about the little girl's condition. which is perfectly understandable because we would all do the same. I do not judge this. I judge her for having a second child at 42. Why think about sex then? I do not imply you are necessarily old in your 40s, but even whilst taking good care of yourself, the human body is simply not that fucking strong as it was at 20 to 30. Her first child she had at 22, and she raised her decently. It's not like she couldn't afford to raise a child in her youth and needed one now. She kept complaining about her daughter. It is understandable, but at some point I have had enough and told her, you know, it kind of is your fault. Why think of fucking in your 40s? The doctor warned you. My aunt, uncle, and mother have confronted me for saying this, but it kind of is the truth. Am I the asshole for telling my aunt she is at fault for her child's illness? If she wanted children so much at 40, she could have adopted. I apologize if any grammar mistakes. I do not speak English natively. AITA for saying I was hosting a gay fetish party to get out of hosting a 4th of July party. So my home has become the default party house. If a family member hosts something, holiday or birthday, then they'll beg to do it here. I was okay with it at first. Then I stopped getting asked and was being told. My brother got violent back in December. Isn't meth awesome? And thus was forbidden from coming to Xmas. He showed up anyhow and started shit, then left. Well, my mom invited him to Easter, and Easter I didn't know I was hosting. Thus I gritted my teeth and things went okay, until they started mentioning how we'll have a huge 4th of July party. I didn't want to do it. They never take no as an answer. So I said the first thing that came to mind, I'm hosting a fetish party with all my gay buddies, that they can come over, but I don't think they'll enjoy what they'll be seeing. That we're getting a few kegs and it will be pretty freaky and clothing optional. All of that's a lie, but they didn't ask any more questions. I'll be able to have a peaceful holiday. Yeah, I might have freaked them out a bit, but I don't feel bad about it. They've been using me as a party planner or host, and I'm fed up with it. So am I a jerk or a genius? AITAH for wanting a prenup before marriage? I 31M recently got engaged to my girlfriend 28F, and we've been on cloud 9 until I brought up the idea of a prenup. I run my own business and have a good amount of savings, plus a house I bought a few years ago, and I won around $12,000 on stake recently. She's doing fine too, but doesn't have as much financially, which is totally okay by me. The prenup isn't about not trusting her. It's just something I've always felt made sense. It's about protecting both of us if things ever go sideways. I even told her I'd want her to have the same security if roles were reversed, but she took it hard, said it made her feel like I was expecting a divorce, and that it killed the romance of everything. We haven't had a full-on fight, but the mood shifted, and she's been kind of distant since I brought it up. I feel a bit blindsided because I didn't think this would be such a deal breaker. Now I'm stuck wondering if I'm being cold and overly logical, or if this is just a hard conversation that we need to work through. AITA for even asking. AITAH for saying this to my boyfriend. Last night my boyfriend and I were getting dinner ready and were laughing and having a good time. He was getting our plates ready and asked me how big of a piece of scalloped potatoes, and I said not too big, but not too small, just right. And then I said, just like you, in a joking-like tone. It wasn't meant in an insulting way at all, but my boyfriend's mood totally shifted, and as we sat down to eat, I asked him what was wrong, and he said that my comment was rude and he was pissed off about it. I apologized and told him I didn't mean it as an insult, if anything. I was trying to say that he's just right, but also aside, I could see now why he may have taken it as the insult, and that I really was sorry, and it was never my intention to hurt his feelings, and then went to give him a hug, and he pulled away from me. The rest of the night, he sat on the couch, basically glaring at me, and then went to bed without even saying goodnight. I made him a "I'm sorry" card and put for him where he'd see it when he got up for work, and he did cause it's been moved, but won't even answer my text now this morning. Am I the asshole for thinking that he's refusing to see it as an honest mistake?